Good morning, good Erev Shabbos. Special greetings to our soldiers at Fort Jackson, to everybody watching our video. You know, the Torah describes in this week's portion the building of the tabernacle, but it's already been described in the past. So first we get it in the future tense, how it should be built, and then now we learn about it, the past tense, how it was built. Kind of feels repetitive, but the timing tells us something very profound. According to most, the Mishkan, the tabernacle, was built after the sin of the golden calf, when our relationship with God had been badly damaged by betrayal, fear, confusion, and ultimately spiritual collapse. But then came the rebuilding. And here's an essential truth about the human condition. Life has moments when things break. Faith breaks, trust breaks, communities break. Question is not whether brokenness happens. Question is, what do we do next? The great Hasidic Rebbe, Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, said, if you can destroy, then you know that you can repair. Gather the pieces, rebuild. The Torah says the people gathered. The gold came from one, the silver from another, the craftsmanship from another. The tabernacle, the Mishkan, was a community project. Judaism is not a spectator sport. It's a team sport. And that message feels especially relevant right now. This week we heard about a tragic shooting in Michigan. At the same time, we are glued constantly to information about our brothers and sisters in Israel continuing to live through this war with the loss and the uncertainty and the challenges that come with it. Moments like these remind us how fragile the world can feel, how quickly things we assume are stable can break. But the Torah's answer is not despair. The answer is build. Build community, build kindness, build holiness, build spaces where God's presence can dwell. The Mishkan, the tabernacle, was portable, traveled with us through the desert. It was taken apart, rebuilt again and again. Sometimes they even returned to the places they had been before because life is cyclical. We break, we heal. Sometimes we break again. Holiness doesn't mean never failing. Holiness means knowing how to rebuild. And perhaps that is why the Torah repeats the story of the Mishkan, because rebuilding is not a one-time act. It's a lifelong process. God says about the Mishkan, make for me a sanctuary and I will dwell in them. Not in it, but in the people. When we come together, when we support each other, when we refuse to let brokenness have the final word, that is where God dwells. So the message of this week's Torah portion is simple but powerful. When the world breaks, gather. When the faith cracks, rebuild. When the darkness appears, create light. Because if we believe destruction is possible, then, like Rabbi Nachman of Breslov said, we must believe repair is possible too. And together, we can build something holy, together as a community. Shabbat Shalom.